Hello, I'm Candida Moss, Professor of New Testament and Early Christianity at the University of Notre Dame. Today, Christians from all denominations remain deeply invested in the myth that for the first 3 centuries of its existence, the early church was the victim of relentless persecution. But contrary to traditional church teaching and popular belief, Christians were not systematically tortured and killed by the Romans merely because they refused to deny Christ. Rather, these stories were exaggerated, revised and forged, often centuries later, and the history of the church was reshaped in order to combat heresy, to inspire and educate the faithful, and to fund churches. In addition to getting the history right, the goal of my book is to expose the dangerous legacy that these misunderstandings about Christian martyrdom have had for us today. The rhetoric of martyrdom and persecution persists, especially in the language of the religious and political right. And just as early Christians employed the martyrdom myth to exclude heretics, this very same myth is still used to silence dissent and galvanize a new generation of cultural warriors. We can see this in statements by Christian leaders, speeches by politicians, and the rhetoric of media pundits who claim that they are being persecuted in the way that Christians have always been persecuted. The idea that Christians are, by their very nature, persecuted is grounded in an inaccurate history of the early church. Christians were not relentlessly persecuted in the first few centuries, and they're not systematically and continually persecuted today.